going to talk about the middleweight championship, Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, last week we talked about a fight, also middleweights, Fluffy Hernandez versus Roman Dolezid, and how dominant and one-sided in a dog walk it was by Hernandez. And this was the same and then some of just pure domination. I don't think du Plessis was on his feet for more than maybe a minute, if that, total, the whole entire fight. Khamzat got his hands on him first 5 seconds in, got him to the ground, and did what he does, controls guys, took away any hope that du Plessis had. I mean, just demoralizing the way he continued to just ragdoll him and dump him back onto the floor over and over again. It felt like for quite some time, a lot of people thought Chimaev, it was only a matter of time before he'd become world champion. Now he's champion. Very impressive. Guess the question is there anybody out there that could slow down and beat this guy?
I agree with you. We love that Hernandez, don't we, Bud? That we watched.
Oh, he's fun to watch.
He really is. Here's where I differ with you just a little bit. You're right. You're right. He dominant, just kind of like Hernandez. We didn't, nobody expected that to be that dominant. But the Hernandez domination was a little bit more exciting because it was the domination with not just on the floor with grappling and wrestling and where he suffocated the other guy and gave no shot. It was with striking. It was with a combination of things. It just had a little bit more theater to it, excitement. There was almost no theater to this one with Chimaev because he did it in his way, in his fashion, in his ID, what he identifies himself as a great grappler, great wrestler. I mean, he got, I always talk about geography. He got it to the geography. I don't think there's any argument for du Plessis. How you like that, Bud? Du Plessis. For du Plessis, who I love. I love both of them. Take nothing away from du Plessis. But for him, he had to defend the takedowns. He couldn't do it. That speaks to Chimaev, not only how good he is when he gets you on the floor, which I think we all know already, but how good he is to getting you to the floor. It's one thing to be great when you got a guy on the floor grappling and wrestling and showing all those skill sets, but you got to get him there. I've seen guys that are great at that, but they can't get the guy there. I've seen Adesanya beat guys that were great at that because Adesanya, when he was at his best, defended the takedown and didn't let you get him there. So it didn't mean anything. No matter how good you were and how high a level of skill set you had on the mat, it didn't matter. You couldn't take him down. You couldn't get him there. Chimaev showed he is at a different level than anybody else at getting you there. He showed that it's almost impossible to keep him. And I know that he had the Burns fight and he had the Usman fight. I get that. But that was part of his growing. That was part of his development curve. Now he's there. I'm talking about now. Now he is a full-blown, champion. Now the process is over. He is completely developed now. And the way he looks now, forget about his skills on the mat, but we already knew that was really high quality and high level. But his ability to get you to where he wants to get you, his ability to be that panther, that predator that gets its prey and takes you to the cave. And you're not coming out of the cave. You know why he's taking you to the cave? Because he's having dinner. That's why he's taking you to the cave. And to me, that is what Chimaev represented last night. That he now is that predator that you can't stop him from taking you to the cave and having dinner That's what he did all night. He got the takedowns, and like Rogan and DC and Anik, they do a great job. They said right on the money how fast, 20 seconds into the round, bang, he's got him on the floor. 30 seconds in, bang, he's got him on the floor. And you know that Du Plessis knew that that's one place he didn't want to be. But it didn't matter what he wanted. He was not able to stop the guy from taking him into the cave. Again, forget about his grappling skills. You don't need Teddy Atlas, the boxing guy, to tell you about his grappling skills. We all know that. But his ability to get you to where he could use them. That's what impressed me. That's what stood out so big to me. And I give credit to Du Plessis. I know a lot of people will probably get down on him. Such a dominant performance. You know, just Chimaev having his way all night. But Du Plessis, that last round, he gave it everything he had. And he gave himself a shot. It was a shot in the dark, but it was a shot. I give him credit for that. Nobody's giving him credit. He gave himself a shot in that last round to hurt him while he was standing, which he did catch him a pretty good shot. I was like, oh, what's going to happen here? And then on the takedown to the mat, get him into a guillotine. I think I'm referencing that hold properly, where he got him right, Rich. He got him into a guillotine. He couldn't pull it off and complete it. But for a minute there, or a second there, he gave himself a shot. He behaved like a champion at the end. So I give him credit for that. The last thing I'll say is, we know how quick, how fast Chimaev is on his feet, closing the gap. Kind of like I talked about the boxing with Atama, where it's not just his hands, but how quick his feet are to get to you. That is so impressive about Chimaev, that he gets to you so fast, he's so quick, he's so strong, but he's so good. He's so smart. He's so well-versed. He is so complete when he gets you to the floor, of not only knowing how to get you there, but knowing how to completely shut you out when he has you on that floor. We know his talent is a high level of talent, but his smarts, his technique, he is at a genius level of that.